Welcome to the first episode of the Wrestling Retrospective podcast of 2024. I'm your host, Earnest EJ Christian. We are about to start our Royal Rumble watch-along series for the next couple of weeks here, and we're joined, of course, by 2/5 of the 3CT podcast. Of course, that is Big Jim Nies. That is Ryan Miller. Fellas, what is going on?
What's going on?
I love watch-alongs. Ryan, hey.
This isn't 3 Count Thursday. What's going on?
You got duped.
I got duped.
Yep, two
I've been bamboozled and hoodwinked.
I can count, dude. I can count. So Jim picked this watch along here for us to do. Where we are doing the 2010. If you're watching on YouTube, of course. This will be the 2010 Royal Rumble match, not the entire show. We're just doing the men's Rumble. At the time, it was only men's Rumble at the time. So this is around the time I wasn't really watching wrestling at all. But however, I have seen this match actually a few times because my 10-year-old son tends to go back and watch Rumbles from like the Ruthless Aggression era all the way through PG era. So so by proxy, I started watching some of these older ones I missed. So this is actually a really good one. So what were you guys doing in January 2010?
Not really watching wrestling, I don't think, because it was it was the Bret Hart return, which I think was a little closer to WrestleMania. Was what got
I think so.
Back into wrestling. So my wife and I were getting ready to buy our first house. We were looking for houses, man. It was we weren't even married yet.
Yeah, you and I got married the same year, I think, right? 2011.
We got married in 2011.
Yeah, so did I.
Yeah.
So
yeah, we were living in
everything changed.
Ryan, what were you doing in 2010?
I don't recall watching a ton of professional wrestling either, EJ. I think this is the first time I'm going to watch the 2010 Royal Rumble match.
Really?
So I've got virgin eyes to this. This is my first time, so I'm excited to see. I don't even know who wins this.
Good.
Now leading up, I was watching the championship match right before the Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
So that was The Undertaker versus Rey Mysterio, which was interesting to watch. It just kind of framed the time. But I don't recall watching a ton of wrestling. I see the commentators, like where we're frozen at right now, is King, Michael Cole, and Matt Striker.
Yeah.
So
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited, man. I've not watched this, I don't believe.
I think this might be my third time watching this one, actually. Third time, I think. Yeah.
Well,
so a couple of stats.
Third time's the charm.
Yeah, that's right. They do say that. A couple of stats here. This is the 2010 Royal Rumble. Also the 23rd annual Royal Rumble. This event took place on January 31st, 2010, at the Phillips Arena in Atlanta, Georgia. The attendance was 16,697 people in attendance. The buy rate was 462,000. Tagline: "I am the one."
Ryan loves taglines.
Such a dumb tagline.
His favorite thing about wrestling pay-per-views.
Why is it? Wait, Ryan. Why is it dumb?
God, do I hate them? They're dumb. They're unnecessary. Who has ever bought a pay-per-view because of a tagline?
Ryan, that's why they sell pay-per-views, Ryan.
I am the one.
Just tell Ryan's a hater.
If Billy Gunn doesn't win this, I'm gonna be pissed.
So, for you guys, we're gonna do a watch along. We're gonna do the entire Rumble match. It's gonna be about a little over an hour, based on this. A little under an hour, actually. Looking at the timing here. So if obviously if you're on Peacock, check Royal Rumble season 23, episode 1. It's a timestamp right now. We need to pause. It will be at 1 hour, 41 minutes, and 32 seconds. Otherwise, you're ready to go. We get this party started. We're gonna have some nice chatter about everything around this era of this is the PG era, right? Oh no.
I think
10?
this is probably in like a transition between PG and
The end of the Ruthless
Aggression and transitioning into the PG era. Yeah.
Okay. So we'll get this party started here in a couple of seconds. Are you guys ready to go?
Mm-hmm.
And one more time, 141.32.
Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
131.36.
Either one.
Well, that's a
I have it at 36.
36 then. 36 then.
That's what you told us earlier.
Yeah, but for some reason I think he's reversing 4 seconds. Though. I don't know why he's doing that.
Okay.
It's Florida time.
Yeah.
It could be.
Florida is fucked up. Come on now. Anyway, ready to get started?
Let's do it.
Let's do it in 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Michael Cole.
What a stud.
So
It's amazing how Jerry Lawler's face looks exactly the same, 14 years later.
Frozen in time.
Plastic surgery, my friend. That
Well, Michael Cole, man, that dude is so beyond good. It's unbelievable. I'm happy that at this point in his career now, current day, I feel like he's getting the credit and love that he deserves.
It's funny. It took me a very long time to really appreciate him. Like, it took me really come back in the last 5 years watching to really appreciate him, because I was not a Cole guy. I remember when JR went out back in '99 with the Bell palsy situation. Yeah, her. He did a lot of fill-in for JR.
About palsy.
And I just wasn't. Maybe this is me being biased because I love JR. I didn't really enjoy Michael Cole's commentary.
I love these.
It was all over
It's called being a
Rumble by the number videos.
Oh, I love them.
But I gotta tell you though, Michael Cole's amazing. Like, you look back, you look at the totality of the history of this company. Look, he's not my favorite. Obviously, I'm still a in terms of play-by-play guys. Gorilla's is my top. Gorilla's still my top. But man, just watching him through the years and watching Michael Cole, I mean, he's definitely earned my respect without question.
That I don't know, EJ. I don't know if you follow the 3 Count page on Instagram. Mark runs it. So
wait. Mark runs the Instagram page.
We let the Instagram.
How do you allow that? First off,
because he's actually great at it, and then we don't have to worry about it. Like, Matt did it for a while, and then it just kind of forgot about it. And Mark said something in passing the one day, and we're like, you know what? Go ahead, Mark. But he posted one yesterday of the joy of painting with Jim Ross.
Oh my God! I didn't see that.
It made me giggle.
It's a dumb comment he posted.
We'll put a little barbecue sauce over here. Sassafras. Painting can be a real slobber knocker.
I swear, I have to get him on the podcast this year. That's my goal this year.
Good luck.
Podcast.
Good luck.
Why? He's hard to get on shows.
Oh no!
He's just hard to keep attention.
Yeah, he's like a freaking little kid seeing a butterfly.
Is he ADHD too, like me?
Oh, I'm sure he is. Probably not diagnosed.
He's got all the damn letters.
Yep. Yep.
ADHD, FGHC, all of them.
Yep. A1C level.
AARP.
Yep.
All of them.
I noticed, as the Rumbles get into this is the 23rd edition of the Rumble. There's such a legacy at this point now that they kind of recap all the Rumbles, the biggest streaks and the biggest this and that. And I love that they still pay homage to the original, folks, the Hogans and Hacksaw was the first one winner, of course, and all that. This is easily my favorite big four of the, event.
WrestleMania is obviously the biggest one, but the Rumble, I feel like it always has the most excitement around it because of the Rumble matches. Back then, obviously just one, but the Rumble matches and is there going to be any surprises? Who's going to come?
Yeah.
Who's going to be next? I fucking love the Rumble match so much.
Yeah, I do.
Here we go.
Nice crowd there, by the way. Nice crowd. Home in Atlanta Hawks, by the way.
Yeah, well, and at the time, the Atlanta Thrashers.
Correct. Yes. Yeah.
R.I.P.
The guys that make the French fries.
Yeah.
Did they move or this contracted them?
They moved. They are now
Not Nashville, right?
No, they went to Winnipeg.
Okay.
They're the Jets.
You idiot.
Winnipeg. I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot. So I saw today you brought up Hulk Hogan, obviously, when you're looking back at the history of the Rumble. This year, they're gonna
this month.
This year, they're gonna honor it's the 40th anniversary of when Hulkamania was actually born. Apparently,
Correct.
There's going to be a whole new line of Hogan merch because that's what we need in 2024 is Hulk Hogan merch.
Yeah, people will buy it.
So
but
let's dive into that real quick because again, and Jimmy, you and I have discussed on various podcasts we do, whether it's my show, this show, whatever it may be, about the separation of Hogan
and Terry.
Terry and look, I know Brett's your guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hogan was mine growing up, and even when Hogan went to NWO and all that, I follow them. I've always considered myself a Hogan disciple. it's
Did
sad
you follow him
because
to TNA?
no, by then I was out. I was out
Hogan's
on
not your
wrestling in
guy
general.
then.
He's out.
Was he bad?
Or
Was he that
No,
bad?
well, yeah, he involved his like daughter and everything, and it got bad. You were smart to not follow him to TNA at that
That was a
time.
good
No.
choice. Evan
I
Bourne.
cut out. Yeah, Evan Bourne. I cut
Yeah,
out
Matt Sydal.
after Rock Hogan at Mania 18. I was out a month later.
That's fair.
But but the Hogan thing is it's because I still watch the old stuff all the time, and like I go back to that 7-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid, like fuck, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
It's so at times torturous, because I'm in that moment of like I understand he's a fucking racist and all this shit. Although he got baptized, I don't know if you saw that.
I did.
Yes, he watched the racism right away.
And
Washed away, literally.
pure driven snow white shirt as well.
Yes.
And bandana.
Yes.
I mean, good
Washed
for him, man.
in
Look,
the blood of the lamb.
my thing is like, I always do kind of like say people do deserve, chances to redeem themselves a bit, but like, I also don't think pro wrestling needs Hulk Hogan in 2024. Like, I mean, it's a legacy act. That like kids today, like most of the WWE audience today has no recollection of Hulk Hogan as a wrestler. None.
Well,
But they're not bringing him back for kids today, Jim.
Well,
They're bringing
Jim,
him back for generation like EJ, like you, like myself, that remembers like the power of what Hulkamania truly was. If you can turn some eyes back onto your product because of Hulk Hogan, I don't think people are tuning out because Hulk Hogan
Probably
appears
not.
on a show as a legacy act. You can boo, you can tweet about it, you can foo-foo all you want. But if you're watching regularly, you'll just watch the next week,
That's true.
whether
Yeah,
or not Hogan's there. Is he a piece of shit human being? Probably, but there's a ton of piece of shit human beings in professional wrestling.
well, that's true.
including the owner of this place. Well, now co-owner of this company. But I do think like with Hogan, it's one of those things where it's bittersweet in some ways. It really is. Oh, nice move by Bourne there. Wow.
Yeah, you don't
Bourne's
see
real
many
good.
shooting star presses in
Yeah.
the Royal Rumble.
Yeah.
Who's
No,
number
but the
three?
thing is, if you're someone that say gets into wrestling, and there's Phil from Chicago,
Here he
What was
is.
that?
who's
Serena.
who's this chick?
That's Serena Deeb, man.
Right, it is right. Yeah.
That was Serena. Yeah, this is the straight edge
Straight edge
society. This is
society.
not a time I watched very much professional wrestling at all.
Yeah.
Because it was with Luke Gallows and
Was
who else
he?
was in? Was it Festus? No.
Well,
There was
Gallows
another
was
guy.
Festus.
There
Gallows was
another
Festus.
guy in
but I
the
don't-
straight
it
edge
was
society.
yeah, it was
This is peak Dolph Ziggler. He's out now, but this is peak Dolph Ziggler at this point, right? 10, 11, 12.
I think like he really peaked a couple of years later because it was the Raw after Mania 29 where he won the World Heavyweight title.
And this is 2 years before that, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Remember? Oh, Joey Mercury, Luke Gallows, and Serena Deeb.
This would have been 3 years before.
Okay.
I forgot how Punk had long hair. I forgot about
Yeah. The thing with Hogan, like back to Hogan real quick though. Hold on, what's he saying here? Let's see. I'll tell you what, man. Phil's maybe annoying as shit now, man, but he's so great on the stick.
And unfortunately, not everybody can win the Royal Rumble. Excuse me.
Please.
It's clobbering time.
Who's the next sacrifice for Ben Grimm?
Yo.
Is that
Was it JTG?
Yeah, no, that's what's his face. That's Shad.
Chad
No.
Gaspard, yeah.
Yeah, rest in peace, man.
Yeah, it sucks.
No, but if you're a wrestling fan and you want to see the legacy of the entire WWE, you can't tell about Hogan, and that's the thing.
No, absolutely not.
Hogan will always have that place, even before a new fan gets into it, will have a chance to always be relevant because of that.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna go back and look at the history of the company, like if you are going to do that, if you're going to, if you're going to go back and say, I want to, see what the foundations of this company are. Yeah, you have to, you can't not include Hogan.
There's literally
I'm liking
there's
this already, man. With
Yeah, me too.
CM Punk grabbing the mic after every elimination, this is great.
You know, I could watch this. I could watch this. I could watch this match, watching Ryan's reflection on the behind you. Watching it right now on the reflection.
Oh yeah, in my
I'm good. I turn my
Ready to
iPad now.
Rumble
I'm good.
poster.
Turn my iPad. I'm good.
Yeah, I have the TV right above the laptop. I
Nice.
installed that about a year ago for watch alongs, and we haven't done any on 3 count. So
I gotta tell you, man, like this podcast is supposed to be about not just about watch alongs, but also like topics and stuff. But man, the watch alongs are so much fun to do, man.
I ain't gonna lie, Serena Deep's kind of hot in that short hair too.
Yeah, man.
I'm not really like anti short hair, but I kind of feeling that way.
G.I. Jane doesn't do it for you, EJ?
It depends who it is. Depends who it is. It's selective women. Oh, the great Khali.
Who was the guy with the Khali here? I forget his name.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Was Khali 7'7"?
Something like that. Big boy.
It's a great gimmick though for Chicago.
The great Khali was billed at 7'1".
7'1".
So Andre is bigger.
347.
Andre is bigger.
Yeah, Andre was what? Was he 7'4", right?
He was listed 7'5" actually. Oh wait, no. You know what? No, I take that back. Actually, she looks kind of cute. Actually, I take that back.
She still got
cute.
it, man.
Got that peach fuzzy hair, cute face. Maybe that's the word.
Just like EJ.
I'll say cute, just like EJ.
Yeah. No, I'm feeling that Serena Deeb. No, I'm feeling.
It seemed like a pretty quick 2 minutes.
Titan time, baby.
That Titan time was really
no,
quick.
but was it the era they do 90 seconds now? Oh,
it might have been. You're right. It might have been.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
My favorite spot in the whole Rumble, I think, right here coming up.
But I remember I feel like one year, one time when we like watched a Rumble together, we tried doing the time it out thing, and yeah, there's some of them that like were legit timed, and then there's other. Obviously, you get those segments that there's about 5 minutes between entrants. But when done correctly, you don't realize it. Come on, Beth, get him over the top.
I love that spot. This spot's awesome. That's so hokey, though.
That's so pro wrestling, man.
Perfect.
That's perfect for pro wrestling.
Man, like it's wild to see it, like, you know, to see intergender wrestling on WWE.
Mrs. Etch.
Like it's just not something you see anymore. Oh shit!
Is he gonna hit her with a GTS?
Yum!
I must be a second ahead of you.
Yeah.
But yeah. Well,
he's bleeding, right, Phil?
Yeah, I think his mouth is bleeding.
Yeah, he's a piercing.
Yes, one Punjabi chop.
The piercing.
That'll do it to you.
Yeah, I mean it's
the great Khali tried to kiss him too.
Yeah.
Here's Jim's guy.
Zack Ryder.
Look at those trunks.
WWE music.
Awful.
Goodbye, Ben.
The single leg tight in the trunk.
Love it.
That's kind of hot, right? She's kind of hot.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Beth Phoenix?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Who's Zack Ryder?
No.
Absolutely. It's amazing what he, you know, to see what he was then to what he is now on the indies it's a night and day.
You mean Zack Ryder?
Yeah,
Matt Cardona.
Matt Cardona on the
Matt Cardona.
Goodbye. Well, Phil said, "Now get out of here."
Right. Phil says, "Fuck you."
So, were they building at this point Punk to be the top? This is after the Money in the Bank match with Oh no, it's before the Money in the Bank match with Cena, right? Same year, right?
That was a little later, I think. Right? That was WrestleMania, or that was the next year.
So it was 2010.
This was in the beginning stages of when they were really pushing him as a top guy, I believe.
Right. So he was the top heel at this point in the company.
I believe. Like I said, I mean, I don't know if I've actually even watched this Rumble, because when did Brett return? Let me look that up.
I think 10. I think 10 he did return.
I know it was in 2010, but I don't remember.
It's your boy, Jim. It's your boy, Hunter.
There he is.
Business just picked up.
It just picked up. Intranate. All right, let's see here.
Easily top 5 heel in history of the company. He's starting to get older now. He's a little pudge on the sides. Still a big boy though, but
January 4th. So yeah, Brett would have returned at the start of this month. I probably just didn't have a group of people that we would have watched the Rumble together.
right.
So yeah, I don't think
You came back in 2013.
No, 2010.
12. Oh, you came 2010. Okay, what's that?
Yeah, it was
WrestleMania, right?
Yeah, it was this Mania. That's why I picked this Rumble, because it was Brett's return. The start of this month. It started January 2010. That's what got me to turn on Raw again. After
we watched what, Mania 20 in college, right?
Mm-hmm.
We got together and watched that, but I think that was the only time we watched any pay-per-view at college with a group of guys or anything.
That was 04.
That was 04.
Yep.
Yeah, we're old as shit, EJ. Yep.
Well, I want to hear that shit. You're old. I'm fucking older.
All of us, our backs hurt.
You're older than shit, EJ.
Yeah, feces.
Are you real? How old are you?
I'll be 44 in May.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah.
You don't look a day over 43.
I'm black.
Black don't crack, my guy.
Oh, it's Drew. Drew.
Good Lord.
Look at baby Drew.
Drew.
Baby Drew, man.
That's Drew Galloway, god dang it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what though, if I didn't know who this was, I would not know that that's Drew McIntyre today, because he looks completely different. The facial hair changes his entire fucking.
Well, that about
the hair dye,
pounds of muscle.
Yeah, and that,
getting yoked.
Yeah, the chicken and rice diet. As we've been saying, a lot of guys are on the chicken and rice diet this year.
And the hair, I think he's kind of hairy too on the chest too.
He just looks so tall and lanky here.
Yeah,
he's.
What's up with like the Al Snow X trunks?
Yeah.
Pedigree. Nope.
So he's 38 now, so he would have been 24.
Drew?
Yeah, at this time.
He's 28.
Whoa, there goes Punk.
So I mean, he's just a young dumb kid at that point.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. He does have the old Al Snow. The Al Snow X.
Dude, they're calling for some snow up here this weekend around Pennsylvania, and I'm not a happy camper.
I hate it.
I'm supposed to be going. I got tickets to go see the Hershey Bears. They're doing their teddy bear toss.
Mm-hmm.
Jim, you could, I don't know, is that like the largest teddy bear toss? Is like a world record or something like that in Hershey?
Yeah, they've set and broken their own world record like 4 years running.
Like a ton of teddy bears. Like we're talking in the tens of
Calgary.
thousands.
It started in Calgary with the Calgary Hitmen, actually.
Speaking of teddy bears, Ted DiBiase.
Speaking of bad people.
Yeah.
He's the one, right? He's the one that had the
one.
Yeah.
Money laundering and
Jim, everybody's got a price.
Apparently. Right. But it started with the Calgary Hitmen and Canadian Juniors. And they had, set the record because it was their own fucking record, and other teams started to imitate it. And Hershey, I think last year.
And the concept, if you're not familiar, is when your home team scores their first goal, you flood the ice with teddy bears.
Yeah.
And it's quite a visual to see.
Similar to the Panthers or the Rats back
last year. Well, so the rat thing is kind of a take on the back in the old days of the NHL in Detroit.
Right.
It used to take 8 wins to win the Stanley Cup. The playoffs were only 2 rounds, took 8 wins. And they had like the fish market up there. A guy one night, for good luck, got an octopus and threw the octopus on the ice because of the 8 tentacles. match the 8 wins. That became a thing there. So then the other teams have done. Yeah, Florida did the rat. But it's just, this is just, all the teddy bears, go to charity then. Last year, the Bears broke their own record with 67,309 bears.
That's insane. 63,000 teddy bears are thrown onto the ice.
67.
And this takes, an hour to clean up probably during the game?
It takes probably about a half an hour. They've kind of got it down to a science because they all come, because they have the netting at the end.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they all come over on the sides, and then they just kind of sweep them, and they put them in bags, and they have big bins on wheels.
Right, because if you're at the end, you throw it to the side.
Yeah,
and then somebody has to pick it up and throw it again.
Yeah. And they also, now not all 67,000 make it on the ice, because they do have like bins when you're coming in. Like if you have like really big ones or like a garbage bag full, you can drop some in the bins on your way in as well. But yeah, so the funny thing is,
it's my first time ever seeing it live.
I think it was either last year or the year before. The Bears didn't score in the game. They got shut out. So like literally with like a minute to go, the fans said, fuck this. And they just there was a stoppage of play, and they all just started chucking them. So they just ended the game because they're like, we're not going to take all this time to clean this up
for a minute left
for less than a minute of play. So in the here comes Mayor Glenn.
Yeah,
Jim's
Mayor.
Speaking of terrible people,
oh my God,
it's a cornucopia of terrible human beings in this pay-per-view.
Kane starting from the top. Okay,
good Lord,
classic Kane.
This wasn't, I think, too long after. Well, no, I guess it was quite a bit after he had been unmasked, but you're still in prime Kane time at this point.
Unmasked Kane came like 2004, 2005.
Yeah,
right?
that was a while.
Right.
So this year they said that if the Bears don't score through the first 2 periods, you will throw them at the end of the second period, and they'll do an extended intermission. So they
that's
don't.
Probably smart to have that plan.
They don't. Yeah, they have that caveat.
By the way, I've always been a big fan of John Morrison.
Oh, Morrison's great.
Johnny Nitro, Johnny AEW,
John Hennigan from the first season of Tough Enough.
Mm-hmm.
John Jingleheimer Schmidt.
I fucking loved Tough Enough, like when it was actually good. Not
well, I know the early ones were pretty decent.
Tough enough.
Not like the well, I mean, I can't crap on the final season too much, considering it got us a handful of guests.
There you go.
Back in the day when 3CT. Yeah, and ZZ.
So what do you guys think about the return to Rock? And
the Rock came back?
Oh yeah. Allegedly.
Spoiler alert.
Allegedly.
Look at young dopey Cody, man.
That Cody? Is that which gimmick is this one? Which Cody gimmick?
That's Legacy Cody.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just one Legacy, Randy Orton, Cody, and
by the way, that documentary, I can't stress enough to the listeners of this podcast. Like, check out the Cody Rhodes documentary from last year. Amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
Really good stuff. I mean, for me, who didn't watch Cody in this era, I was able to learn a lot.
That was really good.
Yeah.
Look at his little chicken legs, man.
Yeah, he's so small, dude.
Dude, speaking of documentaries, I know I don't want to put over things that aren't your project necessarily, but a couple weeks ago we had Shannon Moore join us on the 3 Count Thursday podcast and had a really cool conversation with a friend of our show, Chris Dreisbach, who's just released a documentary about recovery on Amazon.
Really?
It talks about three wrestlers and their journey through like alcoholism and drug abuse and their fight with recovery and where they stand today. It's Ricardo Rodriguez from the WWE, and Shannon Moore, who was in 3 Count, WCW, TNA, and WWE, and Dirty Dongo, or Fandango from the WWE as well. So it's a really cool documentary if you get a chance to check it out. It's called Night of Recovery.
Were they not Fandango? Were they?
He's in Fandango is in TNA as Dirty Dango.
Okay.
Yeah. Dirty Dango. I also want to highlight
Rodriguez does a local promotion up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania called 3 Legacies Wrestling. He has his hands in that, and they're doing some really big things this year. So and then Shannon Moore does some great things with recovery. He still wrestles, still very active as well. So it was really it's an awesome story to see like these guys when you kind of think like these big muscular superhero guys who just fell victim to addiction and whatever, and their
Right.
journey to overcome that. It is a really powerful documentary to check out.
I also want to shout out, since we're talking about Chris in the documentary, they also just released a series on Amazon about recovery called Repurposed. It's a kind of a documentary series on 4 different people, most notably Brandon Novak, who was in the Jackass Viva La Bam crew for years and was really in a bad way, and he's multiple years sober and has really done a lot for the recovery community as well.
There was a political guy too on there. I think episode 2 was the vice president candidate for the Libertarian Party, maybe.
Yeah, I'm trying to find.
Is it Cohen? Something Cohen?
Mike Cohen,
maybe.
Spike Cohen.
Spike.
So it's right. different episodes of different profiles, right?
Yeah. It's 4.
Repurposed is
guys,
okay.
Repurposed.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
I like those actually.
Yeah, and you can find all of that, I guess, now. I just saw Chris announced yesterday. If you go to amazon.com/Babaconda Productions, BOBBACONDA Productions, everything's right there. So
there's your boy, Ryan.
There he is. Matt's boy.
Oh, Matt's a big fan of his?
Well, Matt, we worked an indie show with Carlito.
Okay.
And Matt had to clean up the spit apple.
So we were it was a local company here. Almost probably about 9 years ago, 8-9 years ago, and we were doing ring attending,
right?
Like when the guys take off their ring gear, we take it to the back, we help clean up streamers and stuff like that. And Ryan, the Apple story.
Yeah, so then Carlito did his Apple spot, and I don't know if maybe I was doing the backstage interviewee thing, and that's why I don't know what had happened, but they sent Matt out there to clean up the apple remnants from Carlito spitting it out, and Matt wasn't thrilled at those duties.
Yeah. Make sure you ask him about it sometime.
I will.
It's all right. I had to clean up a dude's puke, so Matt can Matt can complain all he wants about a fucking apple. I had to clean up vomit, so
you did.
Clean up apple. It's not gonna lead us. No, I'm joking. I can't do that.
Good to see Carlito still going today too.
Yeah, it was great.
He was in NXT this week, right? That fucking
was he really?
Springboard launch spot.
Dude, that was crazy.
That was insane. The Miz.
I came to play.
Dude. I love
Miz always wins, dude.
One of my favorite things about like wrestling in 2023 and 2024, and now that it's starting, is people finally coming around and understanding how fucking good the Miz is. Like, I've been saying it for a long time. I've always been a Miz guy, a Misfit, if you will.
What did MVP do there?
What'd you do?
I'm sorry. It took people this long to figure out how good this dude is, and you need to find a new hobby, dude. Seriously, this guy's amazing.
People are finally realizing how good of a fucking hand the Miz is, even in the ring. Like, I think people recognized how good he was on the mic, but like they just didn't give him the respect in the ring, and it's like, you are out of your fucking mind if you don't understand how good this guy is.
And he plays a vital role, as a mid-carder. Like, you need the mid-card to matter. He's literally the example of what a mid-carder should be.
Savage Steamboat.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Right.
And like, he's a guy that, like, a couple years ago during the pandemic, they got a little short-handed at times. A couple guys got hurt. He ended up with the Money in the Bank briefcase and what became a 2-time WWE champion. He's a guy that you can very easily flip the switch
and throw him in a zombie match.
The only time he ever gets hurt. Fucking zombies. What a still the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen, man.
I'm still trying to forget that, Jim. Thanks for reminding me about that one.
Horrible.
Oh, here comes AEW star Matt Hardy.
So
here's
Drew
my
question:
though, still in the match.
Do we see Rock and Roman WrestleMania? Predictions.
I think it should be at Mania. I don't know if the WWE will blow it to sell tickets in Perth.
I think it's happening in Perth because, and there goes AEW star Matt Hardy.
Goodbye.
And bye Kane.
Bye Kane.
But the report I saw a couple weeks ago was the business guy that was the head of getting the bid for WWE to go to Australia. Once The Rock on
Great
that
spine
show.
busters.
Right.
So I think most likely it'll end up main eventing that show. Which kind of sucks because I feel like that should be Rhea's spot. But I think everybody will understand. But I mean, honest to God, though, like the thing I tweeted the other night during Raw is like, look, I don't know what will happen, but like what probably should happen is, dude, this fucking Rumble's got some heat on it.
Oh God,
Yes, sir.
Some serious
Okay.
talent in this Rumble, bro.
But is this brown pant Shawn Michaels?
It is. He's wearing the
Ugh.
Jesus pants.
He's
Yes, he
wearing
is.
the Jesus studs.
Because this upcoming Mania is his
No.
last match.
Correct.
Oh shoot!
And it was absolutely his last match because in no way, shape, or form did he ever wrestle in a WWE match again, ever in the
Allegedly.
history of time.
Allegedly.
Ever. Nothing happened.
Then 2018 happened.
It didn't happen. God,
You saw that Saudi bag.
oh,
Yep.
man. That must be a hell of a bag.
We're making money, brother. I'm sorry. I'm not-
He's like the number 2 to Triple H in that company. I don't think he's hurting for money.
Right.
Yeah, but it should happen at Mania. Like, look, I get it. Cody finished the story, all of that stuff, great. But like, you have one chance, really, to have Rock versus Roman. It's
One opportunity.
one
one
shot,
moment.
one opportunity. Mom spaghetti.
To capture it.
Yeah. Good God.
But like, it's the biggest match you can have with the biggest story your company's ever told at the 40th anniversary of the show that's probably the reason that you're still here. Like, sorry, Cody. You can finish the story at SummerSlam. You can finish the story, at Minneapolis next year at WrestleMania. Like, at some point, you could finish the story.
I just saw one of Sean's eyes look the other way.
It happened. He's got that
Yeah.
wandering eye.
Yeah. There's a
Here comes old Juan Cena.
Mount Rushmore Cena.
What is gonna happen now? The most controversial figure, the pop culture icon. There is only one.
I'm sorry. If you hate John Cena, you're an asshole.
And
It's hard not to like
he's
that
got
guy.
a proper haircut back then.
Yeah. He's not balding yet.
Oh, balding in that weird long comb over thing that still doesn't make sense in my head.
I think if you hate Cena today, you have a bit of a problem.
Yeah.
I feel like, did he just land on Sean's head?
Sure
Yeah,
did.
A little bit.
I think if you didn't like the way Cena was pushed back then, as an adult, you probably have a gripe, but you have to realize John Cena is that cartoon kid's character, as evident by the double 5-knuckle shuffle we're about to see.
Yep. I'm gonna say it again. And watching some hindsight, John Cena is literally Hulk Hogan in 1984 to 1988, 89. Literally. I watched it like, dude, this is no different.
You're probably right. In about 10 years, we'll say the N-word and everybody will hate him.
Are you wishing that?
I don't wish that on anybody.
Whoop. There goes Triple H.
Bye, Hunter. I'm trying to find the comments that Ric Flair said last week. That dude, Ric Flair is become very annoying. Trying to find the quote.
Yeah, that's probably the understatement of the year for being
At this point, I think Flair's saying shit just to stay relevant.
Yeah, I totally agree with
probably.
It doesn't matter if it's good or bad. If my name's in the news, it's a good thing to Ric Flair.
Well, he had
Gosh,
said
so good.
he had said that like he liked the way WWE used to be ran when Vince McMahon was in
Right.
charge, and that like it's become like too political now. Like everybody's trying to get a piece of the top and this and that. I'm like, I guess because of the new business structure under Endeavor and I'm like, dude, Rick, I think you're just upset because they don't want or need you anymore. But like,
Sounds like it.
But like, dude, why do you even care? You're supposedly in this cushy spot with AEW where everything's brought to you by Woo Energy, and you're there for Sting's final run and all of that.
I don't think he's very comfortable where he's at. Didn't
No.
he say like 3 weeks ago, if I'm a distraction, I'll leave?
Well, yeah, because he said
When he said something stupid at that time?
Here's the weird quote here. He goes, "It's really corporate now, and I addressed that part, but I can never be like that. I don't have the patience. AEW, very professional. It's an easier place. There are politics everywhere in the world, but WWE right now is very political. Where are they political at all?
I think it's
I think it's more
Oh,
like
Yoshi
politicking to grab your piece of the bag. I don't think he means politics as in Republican Democrat. I think
Right.
no, I think that's exactly what he means is the politicking to get your spot.
yeah.
But I don't know when professional wrestling wasn't about
Always been
politicking.
that way. Always.
When you have something, and it almost sounds like he says the AEW locker room is kind of the wild, wild west, and there's not a lot of rules, and that makes it fun and easy to work there.
Here's the
It
quote.
probably is fun. I mean, everybody's had a job with that lax boss, and you're like, oh, this is fun. This is all right.
Yeah,
And then it's all of a sudden you're like, wow, this job sucks because there's no structure and no accountability,
Mhm.
and there's no buddy holding anybody accountable. And it is the Wild West, and I can get away with something one day and not the next, and it sucks because I don't know what standards I'm supposed to work to.
Here's the thing, I'll say it. Rick's probably mad because there's actually a business structure to WWE. And like, you can't just pull your
there's
dinghy.
not a business structure to Woo Wings.
Like, you can't just pull your dinghy out in the locker room anymore and shake it at any female that walks by.
Nope,
Like,
wasn't in
and
a
that's why
locker
they
room.
don't
That
want
was
Rick
on an
around.
airplane.
To your point, the quote here about that. Everybody wants to run WWE. I like the way Vince ran it. For better or worse, everybody knew where they stood more than they do now. Social media is out of control with stories. You don't even know what's real anymore.
First off, how does he know how the company runs? He hasn't worked there since Vince McMahon's not been there.
Unless his daughter is feeding him stories.
She's been there for 2 months. She came back and then got hurt. Like, what?
Yeah.
And his son-in-law is probably going to show up there soon.
I don't think it's about her because he got,
Yeah, nobody wants him there anymore. That's his problem.
He has so much purpose. He's 74 years old. He's like,
Exactly.
get over it.
And the thing he got in hot water in with AEW is he was doing an in-ring promo for Rampage on a taping, and Flair invited all the women in the audience from ages 18 to 28 to meet him in his hotel room. No boyfriends or husbands. And it's like,
Well, maybe he just wanted to play backgammon.
maybe. But it's like, dude, you're fucking 74, and I understand you're Ric Flair, but Jesus H, man, it's bad.
Mhm.
Like, it's embarrassing. Like, sometimes some of the videos like he posts of just him getting fucking sloshed and I'm like, dude, you're a fucking grandpa, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I understand you're Ric Flair, but like,
It's
holy
embarrassing.
hell, like, it's
It is embarrassing,
like,
yeah.
I feel embarrassed for him sometimes. I really do.
Woo Wings.
Am I wrong for saying that Paul White is one of the most underrated stars in history of the company? Well, not underrated. Disappointing, rather. Disappointing. I feel like
Man,
I feel like he never reached his full potential.
I think he overachieved his potential.
You think so?
He was WCW champion. He was ECW champion. He was
No, I think in WWE though when he came in '99.
he was world heavyweight champion at some point. And maybe when he first came in, it was a little convoluted, and maybe they failed to capitalize on as big of a deal it was. But again, man, like, he wrestled up until almost 20. He was still wrestling in 2020 at spots. So like,
He's a 2-time WWE champion, a 2-time World Heavyweight champion, a 1-time ECW champion, an Intercontinental champion, a 3-time Hardcore champion, a United States champion, a 3-time Tag Team champion, a 5-time WWF World Tag Team champion, and he won the Andre the Giant Battle Memorial Trophy. He's a Triple Crown and a Grand Slam champion. I don't think he underachieved.
yeah, and I mean, he was winning titles, tag titles, mid card titles, probably well after he should have.
Right. I don't think he underachieved at all either. I think it just feels disappointing to me. This is me, I guess. Maybe this is my gripe. Because when he came to WWE '99, it was a big deal at the time, and then like he didn't do anything, and then
Okay, but all right. maybe I can see that side, but at the same time, I mean, was he really going to come in and, supplant the guys who were at the top at that time, though? Like, I don't
think he had a spot with.
Well, I felt with Austin's injury too. There's the space for a number, for someone to at least get in that conversation.
I don't know, man. We're like, Rock was still there. Angle was starting to heat up.
Yeah,
Michaels was still there. Jericho was there.
But Paul White had a name already at that point. Paul White's a giant, and Paul White, there was hype. There was a lot of hype when he came in.
Right, but I don't think at WWF at that time. I don't see him, despite the name and what he was in WCW. Like, he wasn't bigger than The Rock. He wasn't bigger than Shawn Michaels. He wasn't bigger than The Undertaker. He wasn't bigger than Triple H. He wasn't,
That's no BS.
I mean, they did try though on 02 when he beat fucking Lesnar at Survivor Series.
Yeah.
No, I wasn't watching very much WCW. He was the Giant in WCW. Was he any relation to Andre the Giant? Was there like a wink and a nod that?
Wink and nod.
Yeah.
They never said anything, but they were like, "He's the Giant."
Like he wasn't related to them, but they just.
Well, when he first came in, he wore like
look at our truth.
He wore the one strap singlet and stuff.
Doodad. Okay.
They tried to make it appear as if he was the son of Andre.
Right. By the way, this dude is aging backwards.
Oh, dude,
totally.
Our truth is a treasure that should be written about. Like, they should make an exception and put him into the Hall of Fame this year. Like, he's that good.
When they say black don't crack, he's in the dictionary. Boom, right there.
Yeah,
black don't crack.
A picture of Ron Killings right there.
Dude, if you ever want to do some TNA watch-alongs of Ron Killings in TNA, let me know. I'd happily join you for those podcasts.
He was fantastic.
My God,
yeah, absolutely.
In TNA, yeah. I mean, yeah,
that's launching here soon. I think the TNA Plus, $9.99 a month. Plus, you get their premium live events
on Endeavor.
So TNA started what? 2003.
Yeah. Yeah, 02, late 02, I think.
Right after WCW was gone.
When it first launched, because there was a year where the Christian Wrestling Federation from Texas did some shows here, and AJ Styles was the X Division champion, but he was here at the time.
Yep, they were NWA Total Nonstop Action in 2002 to 04 when they rebranded to Total Nonstop Action, or TNA, until 2017 when they became Impact.
And now they're TNA again.
Oh, they were Global Force Wrestling for about a month or two in there too.
Yeah, that's right. Now they're TNA again. What's
it's your boy Jim Jack Swagger.
Now you want to talk about disappointing and underperforming?
Yeah.
AEW? Wait, NWE and AEW?
All of the above.
Yeah.
He was, when he came in, man, they tried to make it sound like he was just, because he came in his early mid-20s. And was supposed to be this big, and he's just so Doppler and dopey.
Just looks clumsy.
Like, I think that's what it is, man. And he talks like it, like there's nothing good. There's nothing good.
Here's the thing, you can't fix a lisp.
You can't.
But you just don't have him talk then.
Right.
Give him a mouthpiece.
Give him a Paul Heyman.
Right.
Jack Swagger, MAGA,
grappling star. Yep.
Question.
Absolutely.
MAGA?
Absolutely.
Is this confirmed? Or
I'm fairly certain it's confirmed, but he's got to be.
He is the All-American American.
I'm fairly certain that's public knowledge.
Oh, dude, that's Kofi.
Okay, they didn't do this.
My son loves this theme song.
Dude, every time, because his on a normal like Monday Night Raw in this era.
Yeah,
he would start with the fucking pyro bomb, and you never knew when it was coming.
You mean Kofi, right?
Yeah. So like I'd go to shows anytime even if when I wasn't watching, like there was a lot of times where like if Raw came to Hershey or something, like I would still go even if I wasn't actively watching the show because I always love live wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Every time his fucking music hit, boom, it's like I jumped 6 inches out of my goddamn seat. It was so loud.
Shit.
So I found this story from PW Mania. AEW star Jake Hager, who was scheduled to fight in Bellator, participated in a virtual media day where he commentated on U.S. President Donald Trump. He said, "I love Donald Trump simply because he loves America. He loves the American people. He wants my children to have freedom." So yeah, he's swinging to the right.
You mean something? You mean something you already have now? I mean,
I was gonna say, like, these fucking idiots, man. I swear to God. I swear to
oh,
God.
Christmas didn't exist until Donald Trump's. I'm sorry, I didn't get that memo. I celebrate Christmas during Obama's years and Bush's years and Clinton's years.
Yeah,
and
funny
Reagan's
thing is,
years.
so did the Obamas and the Bidens.
Yeah,
Like they had Christmas trees, motherfuckers.
like, well, what are we doing? Like, seriously.
Yeah. Speaking of MAGA, here comes another.
He's
Oh shit, we're a couple days away from January 6th memes again.
Oh shit, yeah, we are. We're 3 days away. That'll be a nice walk down memory lane while we're stuck indoors from the snow on Saturday.
You getting a snowstorm?
Yeah, they don't. I don't think they really know what it's doing yet. But yeah, Saturday afternoon into Sunday, they're calling some sort of wintry something. It's one of those ones where if it goes 30 miles, east, we're gonna get fucking walloped with snow. If it goes 10 miles,
every storm up here anymore that's like that.
Yeah, thanks global war. Thanks
every
Al
single
Gore.
storm. A week ago, they were saying up to 8 to 12 inches, definitely a plowable snow. I've heard now as small as like 1 to 3.
Because of the mixed terrain at the end.
Right.
That's honestly, over the last couple of years, that's what's been happening with our snowstorms here in central PA. Is it starts as snow, but then it gets warmer on the back end, and it ends as rain. And it just slushes out
pretty.
It's all gone.
We're kind of cold today too. Also, right now, 60 degrees.
Oh,
right
eat
dick. Cold.
Yeah, it's pretty chilly up here.
My brother's in St. Pete, right? And so like he'll text me. He set up, like, he has like a covered patio thing out back, and he like hung a TV and stuff outside. And like he texted me a picture the one day, and he's like in like a fucking winter coat and a hat watching the Flyers game when they were out on the West Coast. And I'm like, how cold is it there? And he goes, it's like 52. I'm like, and you're bundled up like it's fucking winter. Like, you pussy, I'd be out there in shorts.
By the way, I'll low for today was 52.
It is currently, according to my watch, 34 here right now.
Oh, look, Etch.
All Etch. There's a lot of AEW talent in this match.
Yeah.
Now, this is what, 29? So we've not had like a big surprise or anybody like that. And maybe this is just the era where the WWE didn't do that.
Edge retired, I think, after this Rumble. Like the Raw after Mania, he retired, right? 2010, right?
No, I think it was the next year.
Okay.
2011.
Okay, 2011. Okay, it was close though.
Yeah, it was after WrestleMania. It was after WrestleMania 27. He had to retire.
How do you guys feel about Edge and AEW right now so far?
Unfortunately, I feel that's a bit underwhelming.
Yeah.
I haven't watched. I couldn't tell you.
I haven't watched a lot of it either. Here's the thing, man. Like, he wants to be on TV every week and he wants to wrestle more. And he wasn't going to get that in WWE.
That's fair.
So, it is what it is. I think he knew, at least I hope he knew, that he was going to be wrestling into smaller crowds and whatever. But like, look, man, his first feud was against Christian in 2023. Like,
that's true.
Like, there has to be, the sacrifice of numbers. Oh, Ryan, it's your favorite guy.
Oh, wait, my favorite intro. Oh, he didn't do it. He didn't do it.
That fucking song pops. I don't care.
The song's so good.
It does.
Man. It is such a good theme.
I love the gun.
I did pull it up. So no surprises, no unbranded wrestlers. Zack Ryder, Shelton Benjamin, and Yoshitatsu were the ECW representatives in this match. Everybody else was from Raw.
That's one of my favorite, my favorite things. Like, now everybody's like, "Oh, there's no surprise." I'm like, and I understand there's a lot more to work with now, because there's indie, there's former superstars or whatever that can make a one-time appearance. But I'm like, you go back, in the 2000s and the 90s and stuff, 20 plus wrestlers were always announced going into these. That, like, you knew who was going to be in them. Like, not like WWE is doing something they've never done before. But yeah, like with Adam Copeland in AEW, like I think he's getting creatively fulfilled, and he probably wasn't getting that in WWE. I know he said that he'd love to have his retirement match at the old Maple Leaf Gardens in Toronto. There's a college in Toronto that plays their games there on like the upper level of what used to be Maple Leaf Gardens, the original arena for the Maple Leafs. Like, I think that'd be a cool spot for Adam's last match. Like, I still chuckle though with the first night he debuted and he came out on the stage and he went to the right and he realized there was nobody on Hard Camp side. Like, it was like the funniest, saddest moment because he's like, oh shit. Like you could like just see him just be like, ooh, like there's nobody there to but he's adjusted. He only goes to the left now. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I it's hard for me to like truly judge AEW because I haven't watched a ton of it as of late.
Really?
Yeah, dude, honestly, during football season, because I'm doing 3 count, I'm doing huddle up every week, like, and then hockey starts, and then the whole month of December I'm watching Christmas movies.
Like, you're not in the same boat, brother.
Like, I just, it's easy for me to cut Dynamite out of the list. I did watch it tonight though. It seemed like a half decent show, but Deonna Purrazzo's in AEW now, so
Yep,
hopefully this is going to be the year where they actually commit to women's wrestling, but I highly doubt it.
Dude, I'm stoked for this TNA pay-per-view coming up, man. They've announced the matches within the last day. Chris Sabin versus Kushida versus Vikingo in an
good
X Division championship match. When I think like X Division, to brand yourself with those 3 guys, they're doing a very smart, good job. Jordan Grace versus Trinity for the X Division or the women's championship. The ABC versus the Rascals versus the Grizzled Young Vets versus Mike Bailey, Speedball Mike Bailey, and Trent Seven in the tag team championship match. These are quality matches, man.
Next Saturday, right?
It's the 13th. Hard to Kill.
Yeah, we should probably get that.
And what a great show, man! Hard to Kill. Like that's TNA right there, man.
I would say how many years have we been writing the eulogy for Impact Wrestling?
Yep.
3 Count Thursday's been on the air for a decade, and since probably year 1 or 2, we've had a story almost every year at some point about.
Yeah.
You guys do anything for that? You guys do anything for the anniversary?
I mean, we're going to WrestleMania together, so
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll do some sort of I'm sure we'll do some sort of an anniversary show. I actually have the audio from a couple of our very first episodes that maybe I'll release as like a special. Man, it's comical how bad we were 10 years ago, and it's really funny because when it started, it was just Ryan and I, and then Matt was kind of our Tony Reale. Like he would kind of just give us a couple of like factoids at the end of the show, and that was about it.
The show was a 3-piece.
Yeah, it was a 3.
It was, yeah. I mean, that was what the 3 and 3. I mean, the 3 and 3 count often stood for more than just the 3 count that ends a match. It was the nod to the faction 3 count. It was the fact that it was 3 friends got together, and this is really the roots of it.
How stunned you guys that 10 years later you guys still doing this and still committing week to week?
Not stunned at all, honestly. It's something that we're passionate about. Find your passion. It's easy, man. We used to do our fucking show at 9:30 at night. We would start 9:30 and go to 11:30.
I remember that actually.
Every Thursday night. When you're giving up your Thursday nights until 9 or 11:30 and it's midnight by the time you get home and you have to work the next morning at 6, it's a passion. It's easy.
Yeah, man, because it used to be at my old house. It was in our living room.
Yeah,
because we didn't really have a place in that house to do it, so we had to kind of wait until my wife went to bed, And I would then
set up a metal table that shocked me every once in a while.
I would set up the microphones right there in the living room, and Ryan would come over the house every week, and Matt would conference call into us. Yep. And our guests would conference call into us when we had them. And and it
would sound like shit.
Yeah, it was fucking wild. There it is.
Edge wins. This song slaps.
Oh, it's so good. It's can AEW please pay Tony Chimmel just once to come back and announce him as the rated R superstar?
They don't call him that though in AEW, do they?
Yeah, he's the rated R.
They call him the rated R superstar. Oh,
yeah. Okay. The WWE didn't re-up the trademarks.
That's a surprise.
So he was able to. Honestly, dude,
the rated NC-17.
But honestly, dude, like, and I even said it when he first went to AEW, and they're like, oh, it's weird that WWE did. I'm like, I don't think the WWE cares that he's in AEW. The WWE made their money on the Edge return.
Yeah.
Hand over fist.
They absolutely did.
And honest to God, like, for him, it's like, look, they negotiated with him. They wanted to keep him. He kind of made the choice to go. And quite frankly, I feel like the WWE with Triple H at the helm is much like, I don't think Triple H is vindictive because he gets it.
No, it's business, man.
It's business. Like, okay, you want to go over there? That's fine, dude. We've made our money on you.
Right.
You go do that. We're not scared of you. like you're not going to move that needle enough to hurt us.
You're not getting
Unfortunately. I don't know if there's a name that would move the needle enough.
CM Punk
right now.
CM Punk.
We're going to AEW
when it spiked. Like CM Punk had spiked and then it leveled off because there's no substance there.
That's the they could bring in the Undertaker, arguably the most WWE guy ever, and I don't think that would sway the power of. No, there's nobody.
No.
What current guy could do that? You think?
I don't think there is one. I mean, they have
Roman, maybe
Roman.
Roman.
No, nope, not even that. Dude, they took Daniel Bryan. I get it as a few years removed from the Yes movement, but they have Daniel Bryan. It didn't sway the power.
I feel like I feel like honestly, I feel like I think it would take multiple wrestlers. I think it would take like Roman, Seth, and like Charlotte.
You would need two top guys to do
together because then you could put like a version of the Shield together in AEW.
Yeah, of course.
But like even like and here's the thing,
they would just get knocked for creating a 2023 version of the Outsiders, and people I don't think would necessarily care about that. We've already seen that before.
I mean, if anything, well, okay, maybe you don't like make them into the Shield, but I think you pair them up.
You need to make people like MJF and Jungle Boy and your homegrown talents the level of the people we're talking about to succeed. You're not going to succeed by just stealing others from
You're
that
not
level.
Wrong.
I hate to be that way. Love Deonna Purrazzo, but unless they can match her with somebody that they've properly built up within AEW, it's not going to matter.
I mean, here's the deal, man. The reports are heavily leaning that Mercedes Sasha Banks is gonna sign with AEW.
Huge.
You guess
not a game changer.
It ain't gonna fucking move the needle.
Nope.
Like they barely sold out like a 4,000 seater for a New Japan show that in like San Jose last year that she was on.
Yeah.
Like she's not, and
she is who we thought she was.
And like here's the thing, man. Prove me wrong, AEW. Prove me wrong this year. Prove me wrong. Book your women's division right and move the fucking needle. Like, prove me wrong. But like, I don't see it. But like, it's not going to stop the WWE. No. It's not going to slow down the WWE. That you like everybody thought the business of WWE was great a couple years ago. Dude, it is unbelievable where it's at.
Slobber
now.
knocker.
They're the point now they're going to beat themselves. That's it.
The funny
You're
thing is,
absolutely
man, I don't
right. I don't think they
I don't
can do
even know
that.
if they could beat themselves. I think the only thing they could do is just shut down. Like it's literally it's like an unstoppable force. Honestly,
In fact, I can argue that AEW needs WWE to thrive because the only reason these companies can do well is the popular WWE rises the ships around them.
oh, absolutely. So, yeah, look. Now, I will say this, that like the addition of the AEW into the wrestling sphere has helped WWE.
Yeah,
It
of course
has
it has.
absolutely helped.
For sure.
But like, yeah, like WWE doesn't need AEW to exist. AEW needs, and every other company needs WWE to exist.
Absolutely.
If WWE dies, wrestling as we know it would be gone. It would go back to just being like a live event. Like I don't think you're going to see a ton of wrestling on TV if WWE is gone, because it's like who cares about AEW if there's not a WWE from like a TV executive standpoint.
Good point. Very good point.
I don't know. If you're the only kid in town, people are watching. There are wrestling fans, man.
There are, but man,
There are fans.
But here's the thing. I think that like there are WWE fans because like if the NFL ceased to exist, like I don't think every NFL fan turns into a UFL fan. You know what I mean?
No.
I think more than what's watching UFL now would.
That's okay. That's fair. That's fair. Maybe you're right. Maybe you're right.
You know, you're a huge Kiss fan. If Kiss ceases to exist, but Gene Simmons decides to go out and tour again, and you really want to see Kiss live, you're gonna go see the Gene Simmons Kiss band. I mean, it's a bad example. Maybe you don't.
I don't know at this stage of the game.
Hi, am in the wits.
I am in the wins.
All right, guys, that was fun as always, man. I enjoyed that. I mean, to be honest with you, like we got to the conversation that the match, picked up in the end, and like, oh shit,
oh shit, Edge won. Look at that.
Edge won. Holy crap! So anyway, guys, plug away. You don't plug. Ryan first.
I don't got nothing to plug.
Oh yeah.
He's not even gonna plug himself.
Okay, Eagles suck. Next, go ahead, Jim.
I'll plug for what?
I would say Shane McMahon.
Yeah, right.
I don't have the soundboard open.
Oh shit.
No, you can follow me at Big Jim Sports, but really, honestly, follow us at 3CT, or excuse me, at 3 Count Thursday, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Get us on YouTube. Just hit the link tree. Everything's there. I just kind of retweaked the link tree, so everything's up to date. Everything's solid. It's going to get you to YouTube. It's going to get you to our merch and all of that. And we're live tomorrow, 8:00. We're wrapping up 2023. We got our matches of the year. Looking back at some of the best moments. We're not doing your typical awards like everybody does, like wrestler of the year and male wrestler of the year and female. We're doing superlatives. Like remember back in the yearbook days in high school when you had the class clown and the teacher's pet and stuff like that. That's what we're doing.
What were you?
I actually won most school spirited.
That doesn't surprise me actually.
In my yearbook, yeah.
That surprised me.
But so that's tomorrow night. We're going topic free again on the Tuesday podcast next week. We're just gonna hit record and let it go.
Best podcast of the two. I'm sorry, I love the Tuesday podcast.
I fucking love the Tuesday show. I really do. I'm so happy that we made the choice to kind of just do two separate hour.
Whose idea was that, by the way?
Kind of Tim's, I think, right? I think we all just kind of were talking about it at our annual.
Yeah, it might have been Tim. I'd have to
business
ask
meeting
about that. But yeah, we kind of were just like, man, the 2 hour thing is so long. It's hard to ask a listener to tune in for 2 hours.
Yeah.
whether live or even podcasting, the hour is really a sweet spot. And we're so much more than professional wrestling. I think we all realize some of our journeys have
We don't watch wrestling
turned a little bit.
religiously.
Right,
But
that's a fair point. We don't watch as much
but
wrestling.
Who was who of the five though? Who were the ones that probably, I won't say backslidden, but like it's probably been like, okay, wrestling's great, but I'm gonna back away a little bit. Like Jim is kind of like that with AEW to some degree, but
I can't tell you the last time I sat and watched the whole episode of Raw or Dynamite or Jim. What was the pay-per-view? I was at your house at last. That was the last
Survivor Series.
show crust to tip I probably watched.
Yeah, when Punk came back.
Correct. Okay, so yeah, that was it. And before that, I catch bits and pieces. If I could sit down and watch an hour of wrestling on a Monday night, I'm going to watch an hour of wrestling. But I feel like we're so much more than just professional wrestling. We've all had our own individual journeys with commentary or something like that on the indie scene. That's all kind of taken a turn as well. None of us are currently active with the promotion. So it was time for us to just step back away from professional wrestling and realize we're, five really close friends with really cool stories that don't have to revolve around professional wrestling as the core topic or something like that. Plus, I've been on Jim. Jim does his discussions with the Nobody to do a podcast about cover songs. I've been asking him for. It's now been over a year.
slacker.
And it's just not happened.
This dude is slack on that show, dude.
There's a guy that
suffers during football
there's
season.
a guy that he golfs with that would love to join us on the cover song podcast, who happens to be my uncle, who is very excited to do he's never been on a podcast. He would be over the moon.
We will make it happen. We'll make it happen after
Jim,
this.
you said that last year.
I know that Jim and I should do an episode on Striper at some point. Which we decided we're going to wait till the season's over to do that one.
I promise you.
The Christian metal band Striper?
Yes, correct.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Top 10 songs.
They have more than 10 songs.
Dude, they got like 8 albums, dude. You're talking about 8, 9 albums.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
Ryan, I have the other microphones are right here within. You guys will come over.
Holy
we'll do it.
Cats.
You will do
I'm
it.
learning so much about Striker. Is that why your last name's Christian?
And that's where we'll end it right there. Guys, good job.
I got to finish the plugs, man.
Sorry. Go.
Huddle Up Podcast. We're plugging away still until the end of the football season. Make sure you subscribe on the YouTube. We got tons of stuff over there all the time. And discuss. Well, you can get discussed with the Nobody in a month and a half when football's over.
Jesus Christ.
I'm not even apologizing about it.
He doesn't.
That show will always take a backseat during football.
No, I get it. I totally get it. Like it's like wrestling for me, backseat.
Exactly.
Now Rumble season now gets a little easier.
Oh yeah, we're getting into the time of year when wrestling tunes back up.
Yeah, it's fun to watch wrestling now, so I'll definitely be tuning in more now through Mania.
And now the Rock is back too, especially. Allegedly,
Can you do the people's eyebrow? You can do. Give me the people's eyebrow.
No. I can't do that. People's eyebrow.
I think I can.
Can't do it. No.
A little bit.
You can't lift the.
Oh, you can do it. Not bad.
Yeah, Jim's got it.
My bald ass head.
Oh my God.
Just like The Rock.
You need a tan, buddy.
Well, I told you, man. I'm whiter than rice.
Well,
he ain't lying.
See in April. I heard Kyle is very, very tan.
Well, yeah. I mean, he's blacker than you are.
No.
Whoop.
No. Well, according to G, yes. So good job, guys.
All right. Thanks, EJ.